channel. I'm Justin.
And I'm Chelsey. Don't forget to subscribe and join our family.
The mission of our channel is to inspire, encourage, and inform you on how to be the best version of yourself.
So today we're going to talk about sacrificial love.
Let's talk about it.
So, what does it mean to sacrificially love someone? What is love all about? Well, I like to go to the Bible. What does the Bible say? 1 Corinthians 13 is a whole chapter talking about what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, love is gentle, love never gives up, love doesn't fear, love hopes for all things, love never fails. Reading that chapter, it explains in detail like what love is and what love is not. Love is not angry, it doesn't
keep record of wrongs, doesn't envy.
Exactly. So if you look at that just as what love is, are you truly loving people sacrificially? Because love is very, very selfless. It has nothing to do with
what you can get out of it.
Exactly.
What you can put into it.
Love is all about how you can outserve the other person, how you can give, what can you give, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Well, physically
when you're married, y'all.
But love is extremely powerful because just understand, like, God created this world and he loved us so much that in our sinful state, he died for us. We didn't even want it. We were against him. There's some of us that don't want anything to do with him, but yet he still loves you. That is the type of love where you spit in his face, he still loves you. That is love. That is love that never fails, never gives up. And that's the type of love that he says you need to love others with. But he also says love yourself first and then love others. So I encourage you to definitely love who you are, love yourself, and then love on others. And since we're talking about relationships, we're talking about marriage in the future, love is key. And understand as well that love is not just a feeling. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you're supposed to marry them.
Listen.
I'm gonna say it again. Just because you love somebody doesn't mean you're supposed to marry them. Because we talked in our last video about compatibility and red flags. Love is also connected with our feelings. But love isn't about our feelings. Love is a choice.
Because you're not always gonna feel like you're in love, and that's so unfortunate. Well, first one point, talking about giving love, when you realize that each and every day, God and gives you grace, even though you make mistakes, even though we spit in his face, even though he tells us the right thing to do and we don't do the right thing, that little voice we hear inside of our head that we call our conscience, he's within us when you've accepted him. And if you are in need of that grace, you have to give that grace to others. But then secondly, what was I saying? What was you saying?
Love is sacrificial.
One of the, and this it hurts to hear this, and I've been in relationships before where you feel like the spark has dissipated a bit, and it doesn't feel good. But I will say this, especially when you choose to marry someone or choose to be with someone, make a commitment towards someone, you won't always, as I mentioned, you won't always feel that you love that person. Love should go well beyond your feelings. You need to check your feelings at the door and remember that confident commitment that you made to that person that you are with. So it's so unfortunate because I see so many marriages and relationships breaking because I don't feel the same. She don't make me feel the same way. He don't make me feel the way he made me feel in the beginning. Well, guess what? Things are gonna change. People are gonna evolve. Things happen in relationships which cause a little bit of distance and cause a little bit of, tug and pull at feelings or situations, or, people's bodies change. You don't always feel the same way, but just make sure that you don't make any critical decisions that will have life-term effects because you don't feel a certain type of way.
And that feeling may have been infatuation.
Yeah.
Infatuation is very different than love. We all will experience infatuation. It's just like a chemical high when you are meeting someone new, and it can last for 18 months. A lot of us think that we're supposed to be getting married between those 18 months because we're infatuated, we're in love, we feel like this is the one. And it can blind us from the red flags. It can blind us from what the good and the bad that's happening in your relationship. If you don't balance your feelings when you're in a relationship, identify, okay, I am in this infatuation season where I have all these, butterflies and everything because I'm meeting this person, but I still have to be able to see the red flags. I still have to be able to identify what I should and shouldn't do during this season, because during that time, just remember, it's like a huge emotional high.
Yeah.
And then after 18 months or however long, it can last 2 years, depending on your situation, you could be married to that person, and then it's like the blindfolds off and you realize...
You see them for who they really are.
Exactly. So you need to identify that and know that you're in that season, and you have to identify the red flags. You have to know right from wrong. You have to be aware and balance your emotions during that season, because it's not love, it's infatuation. Love is selfless. Love is something that you are willing to die for. It's sacrificial. That's why we say you have to be able to die for something if you're gonna love someone.
I think, speaking of feelings and infatuation, I think those are heightened, exasperated when you are having sex. Sex makes you go crazy. And it feels great, and you get all excited, and you feel all this chemical reactions, and you just can't stop thinking, breathing about that person. It's just like, I want to be where you are, how you are, all of the above. So we talk about sacrificial love. I would challenge relationships out there. If you're not married, take a break from sex. And if your significant other cannot still love you without sex, shorty, that's a red flag. Whether it's a male or a female, because a lot of women like to have this preconceived notion that, men are the one who just always trying to get in somebody's pants. It's not always the men, ladies. But yeah, take a break from sex and see if the love language and expression of love changes. And if it does, and if those feelings go with that change as well, that probably shows you this is a person you don't want to walk down the aisle with.
And love and sex aren't leveled.
No.
Sex comes in marriage. Love can come throughout the seasons. Don't think, okay, since I love them, I therefore need to have sex with them. No, you don't need to have sex with them. You need to wait till marriage.
And the thing is, it's like, sex to each his own.
Yeah.
To each his own. But sex, for me, you can have sex with a lot of people. Tons of people. As many people as you want to have sex with, you can have sex with. But you want to make love. Making love is that expression. That's something I've never done before. Making an expression of love. It's not about what I can get in this, this experience and just make me feel good and then I roll over and I go to sleep. No, making love is about literally expressing everything you feel and desire and would do for this person in a very intimate, beautiful moment. And you can make love in ways that are not even sexually. So I just think that's important too, because people talk about sex. When I get married, I don't want to just have sex. I want to make love. And that's something that's so much more powerful. And it allows you to really cherish that person while you have intimacy with them. So you're not just kind of having a one-hit quitter. You're actually investing your whole body into this person and being careful and gentle and loving on this person from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet. And that should take place in marriage. But if you're out here just having sex, you're limiting yourself for the beautiful thing that you can experience that comes with marriage.
So some questions to ask yourself in regards to love. Do you love that person that you're willing to, number one, die for them?
Jesus.
Do you love that person that you're willing to give your all, serve your all, go above and beyond? That even in the midst of an argument, that you want to just show your love and that you want to compassionately care and share and be honest and be gentle with the conversation. Evaluate those questions when it comes with love and really think about it. And remember, it's a decision. It's not just this feeling inside, oh, I got butterflies there, therefore I'm in love. No, make a decision that when you are married and you have to do something you do not want to do, you don't feel like doing it, or, for those that are married, there's struggles they have to go through. Are you willing to endure? Are you willing to keep pushing forward? Because love never fails. It never gives up. Yeah. And if you aren't ready to love, then just focus on loving yourself. Because then when you can love yourself, which God says, love yourself first, then you can love on others. but don't take that step and don't fully say you love somebody when you really aren't willing to give your all to them.
So let's talk about finding the one. Everybody is trying to find their mate, their soulmate, the one. What do they call it? The girls say they're, what is it? I don't know, somebody in the Bible. They're Boaz. They're Boaz.
Gotta find your Boaz.
Oh Lord, let's talk about the one. How did you, how did you find your one?
Have I found my Boaz?
She know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But do you really know?
I don't know. That's a question I'm asking you.
Why are you asking me?
You're live in front of our viewers. Let's talk about it.
I am live. I think there is a one. I know a lot of people say there isn't a one because, like, if you married, like, Mo and you were supposed to marry Joe, then therefore the whole world is all just messed up.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's that way. I think it's more if you find someone that's compatible, you pray, definitely have to pray about it, and God will say, like, this is the person that is fit for you. Because, I mean, God created Adam and Eve in the very beginning, and he created Eve because that person was fit for Adam. So there has to be someone that is fit for me. They might not be like this one and only person that, like, well, if I don't marry him, the world ends or whatever. But I think it's more of God has somebody for me that can continue on the mission that he has in my life, and vice versa for that person. So I think
that was her way of not answering the question. Artfully dodging is what we call that.
I did answer. It was talking about, the, like, finding your fit, like your soulmates. Do you have anything you need to say?
No, I mean, like you said, you know, it's a journey to finding the person that is compatible, that is your fit. And I think, you know, a lot of times when we are looking for the one, we're looking for someone who's perfect. You just got to check every single box. And, you know, a lot of us try to force someone into being who they're not. And I love, you know, I've just kind of created this analogy. Always think I have good analogies. They're usually bad, but you don't put a steak in a microwave for 3 minutes and 50 seconds and expect it to come out well done. You don't throw noodles in a pot that is not full of boiling water and expect it to come out al dente perfectly in 2 minutes. So in the process, in the pursuit of finding your one, understand you can't change that person. And if you are a believer, there's power in prayer. Prayer will change things quicker than your words will, quicker than your actions will as well. So know that it's a process of leading by example and giving that person the opportunity to grow. And growth takes time, it takes experience, it takes ups, it takes downs. And if you choose to love, you choose to love through that process. And if you're going through that process and you realize that someone's just defiant, they're not interested in changing, they're not interested in growing, they're not interested in, you know, having the attributes of the person that you deserve to marry, in my opinion, they're not the one. But yeah, so I would just say, you know, ensure that they're compatible, ensure that you don't try to change them. Give them time to develop, to mature, to evolve. You know, so many people get married. It's just a society of just crazy quick microwaved marriages and weddings. Heather Lindsay, who's a pastor at our church, you know, she put a caption on one of her posts and she said, getting married is easy. But staying married is hard. So, you know, with that being said, don't just jump and find the one quickly and just get married. It's a process, it's a journey, and it shouldn't be put in a microwave. It should be something that is seasoned and it's marinated and it's tenderized and it's put in the refrigerator and it's taken out and it's, you know, cooked and on the grill, then it's put in the oven. So it's a journey, it's a process. You're greedy. You know, it's really that process of, you know, developing the one as you lead by example, from my personal point of view. So, if you're looking for the one, you know, it's a process. And it doesn't come easy. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's not people who just want. I didn't ask Justin. I don't know if you have seen it yet. I don't know if it's going to come out this week, next week. Who knows? But it talks about just like thinking about the why. What is your motive behind this love? What is your motive behind, what you're pursuing? If it's just to have somebody warm to sleep at night next to, get a dog, get a cat, get a rabbit. Like, it's not worth it. It really is not worth it. So ask yourself the why behind it, and just make sure that you're going through the journey of sacrificing for someone else. And even when they don't seem like they're sacrificing for you, make the commitment and understand that at certain points you'll realize that the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But if that juice is worth the squeeze, as Chelsey said, 1 Corinthians 13 talks about love never failing. So don't give up. Don't give in. Don't lose hope. Stay on the journey to love.
And also, I truly encourage you to take some time and read chapter 13, 1 Corinthians 13, just to understand what love is. It breaks it down. It's very simple, and you can apply that with your relationship, and that'll help you identify if that person really loves you or if you really love that person. Also, when it comes with the one, I think the focus should be less on finding your Boaz. Because number one, women, you shouldn't be finding your Boaz.
Period.
I know Ruth, she laid at the threshold of Boaz. But
get up, Ruth.
She was following Naomi. You don't have to do that. Because the Bible also says, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. So let him find you, because the purpose of finding the one, you have to first be the one. You have to be ready. So, ladies,
say that.
Be a Proverbs 31 woman. If you don't know what that means, read Proverbs 31. That woman went ham. She was
bad.
The one. So if you read that, you'll understand, like, if you could see what you need to work on, your weaknesses and strengths, and get ready, because then when your Boaz comes,
you're prepared. You're not this uncontrollable ball of emotion. And it's a process, and that's what we talk about the Bible and read this and Jesus that, Jesus. At the end of the day, you can't sustain yourself. Your man can't sustain you. Your woman can't sustain you. Y'all both crazy. Y'all both imperfect, trying to make it work. And you need some guide in this life. And that's one of the things Chelsey and I did. We went through the book of 1 Corinthians. And almost every day we would, talk about a chapter or read a chapter and then individually write kind of our takeaways from it, and we would discuss it together. And I just encourage you guys, like, get in the word. Like, ladies, not convinced, but encourage your man to get in the word with you. Like, you'll find that's a very attractive trait, someone who's trying to be better, because if you can get in the word and seek things that are higher than you, that are more wise and more full of knowledge than you, you're just making this man a better person. That's all ultimately going to benefit you. It's going to benefit your life, your finances, your future. And men out there, encourage your ladies that it's not just about the exterior. The wigs are nice, and the eyelashes, eyebrows, and the fillers, and the contours, the beautiful. I love them all. High heels, everything you do, that's beautiful. However, beauty is fleeting, and we have so many people who are dressing up a whole bunch of baggage. And I'm cool for you to dress it up. Well, dress up. But if you take your time and you go through the word and you have some really rich conversations, you really help build some stability and build some foundation to allowing that person to truly become the one that you need for a life that is going to have so many challenges, so many ups and downs. And you both need to be prepared to fight the life that you guys will experience, but to also fight for each other.
Yes. And ladies, just disclaimer, you don't have to be with somebody that you don't want to wake up and
oh, that too. Oh no.
You don't want to be afraid when you wake up.
Oh no.
You don't want an ugly man.
Don't do it. Oh, because he got a good job. He got money. You know he ugly. Sorry, Lord. No, everybody's beautiful.
Everybody's all beautiful. But
I However.
Find someone that you're attracted to.
Yes.
Because you do have to wake up and see them every single day. But the importance is their hearts.
Yes.
That has to be
that.
beautiful. Has
Say
to be
that.
gorgeous on the inside.
Yeah.
And you have to be gorgeous on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because then that will show itself on the outside
Yeah.
as well. So just like he said, don't marry somebody or be with somebody that is gorgeous but ugly on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Let them both be gorgeous in and out, you know?
Yeah.
You too. So, above all else, love.
Love.
Because love casts out fear, love casts out doubt. Love.
But all right, guys, we hope this encouraged you. And until next time, I'm Justin.
And I'm Chelsey.
Deuces.
If I can find the one, you can find the one too. So I encourage you to just pray.
Oh, so you finally answered the question.
I was just like,
Pray. Go ahead. Let them know. Pray. Hallelujah.
I didn't really actually answer.
Thank you. You answered my question.
I didn't.
No, you answered the fact that you didn't answer the question.
I did. I answered.
But you said you did.
I did though. I did.
But you just said you didn't.
Because
You got confused.
yeah.
Oh, okay.